What's up, everyone? Dem Boys back with another one. I'm reinvigorated, guys. I am ready to go. We got custom trips wrapped up. That feels great. Awesome set. Go check it out if you haven't. Obviously, I've had 146 on the defensive side wrapped up. I was continuing to run it simply to see if there was anything else I could master or perfect, and I've got that whipped. You guys know what I know. Alright, so check, done. Big Nickels, what's up? That's what's next, alright guys? So that's my next scheme I'm going to cover, and we're going to start with that. So this weekend I labbed up Big Nickel, okay? I came up with a pass rush technique, which I had given you some of that before. Kind of how it works a little bit. And I've come up with a few different shell options, some ways to make sure that you are using the best possible player. We've got a lot going on, guys. Now, you'll notice in the background, this is what I wanted to show y'all. This is like, the proof is in the pudding. I labbed it up over the weekend, and then I took it into games, and here we are. Alright, so I'm 9-0. Yeah, and you can kind of see, like, the first two games, you know, I allowed 21 points each game, right? I'm labbing, I'm kind of figuring it out. And then since then, you know, like 0, 0, 13, 15, 7, you know, 10. That Big Nickel's been stomping people, guys. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can see, too, you know, when other people were scoring more points and I was in a high-flying game, you know, 47 points, 35 points. 44 points. You know, that's all custom trips, guys. I don't think I ever came out of custom trips in any of those games, except for when I'm running our meta where I'm downshifting, you know, so I come out in custom trips, and then I go down to an I form, you know, and maybe I run the ball because you're, you know, pass formation, or I've got my, you know, Randy Moss playing tight end in that scenario with my offense now. So... yeah, no, that stuff I used, but like without, you know, all I used was our meta offense, guys. And mainly Big Nickel, just sprinkling in 146 when needed, get that extra bit of heat, using it more to surprise people than as the meta that I have used it as. So guys, enjoy this. This Big Nickel is something serious. The first thing we want to note, if you're playing this in Ultimate Team, what I want you to do is find 2 edge rushers with the highest possible finesse rating, okay? And then what you want to do is you'll want to get like the edge rush specialist. So I'll show you mine quick. And like finesse. So you know, basically what I've done is juiced that edge rush like crazy. So when they're coming off the edge, it's super, you know, it's a shed defense, right? So we need to have high finesse, and, you know, all the fun little goodies that come with these abilities, right? So you can see I got edge threat, and I got finesse specialist. I have that on both corners. I'm running DeMarcus Lawrence and Kevin Green. But in a perfect world, if you have the coins and you can do it, and you're running Big Nickel, you want to have finesse and edge threat on both edges. Okay, so that's the first thing that I really want to note about this scheme. That having been said, let's get in. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about on the back end, you know, we've kind of talked about the defensive ends already. At your safety position, what you need to do is get the fastest guys you can back there. So, you know, like Anthony Brown is a burner, Awuzie is a burner. So, you know, maybe I do something like that. We've got, you know, I could put Xavier Woods here, take Jeff Heath here as a user. Now, if I want to send 5 from just a stock cover 3, what I'll do is here I'll put, I have Lawrence Taylor just kind of sitting on the bench, not being used. So your best pass rushing linebacker, if you want to send 5 just out of a stock cover 3, which is one of the setups I'm going to show you here, that would be another piece of this puzzle. Get your best pass rusher, as far as linebackers go, in there. So, cover 3. Really, the point of this video is just to kind of show you guys the best way to get home in a big nickel, the best way to get the quickest possible shed. We'll get into shells and back ends and things like that. Now, I showed you guys the WS blitzes. This is going to be a similar concept, so we're going to take our defensive line, we're going to spread them wide, and we are going to slant our pass rush outside. Okay, now that's just the universal, unless I'm really worried about a potential of a run. Even then, if I'm doing something like this, I'm not too worried. So this would be that setup. So this would be why we're, putting the best pass rusher we have at linebacker right here. Because again, this is all about shed, right? Now the last piece of this puzzle is I'm going to take this user and I'm going to go and man up on the running back. I'm just going to kind of hover right in here. And I'm going to hold down both triggers pre-snap. The idea is I want to pull the center with me. In-game, I mean, the best this has ever worked for me, I one time pulled both guards in the center, and the dude just got sacked instantly. I don't ever expect it to work that well, but that was pretty funny. So this is kind of how it might look. Obviously didn't get good shed around the outside. We all know it kind of works a little different in practice mode with shed. We even had a looper there. So obviously in game a lot different. Since I'm not showing you something like a free runner or whatever, right? There's really no way for me to demonstrate it in practice mode that well. Other than just to say, hey, this is the setup, this is what you want to do. Now that having been said, I don't want anyone questioning how well this stuff works. Alright, that's why I showed you that I was 9-0, because I knew I wasn't really going to have a great way to show it in here. Also, shout out Darth Vader. Darth Vader asked for like a coaching video, essentially, where I would just record me playing a game and just talk about why I'm doing all the things that I'm doing. Which is going big shout out for him, because this is going to be so huge. This is going to be a money video, right? It's going to show all of the schemes that I've given you guys at work in game, which I'm super excited to get to show you guys just a lot of that and how it actually looks in game. It's going to show you the meta offense, how I'm cycling through, putting Randy Moss at tight end. Yeah, it's just it's going to be exciting. So be on the lookout for that as well. Now, the other way you can play this, you can just spread them and then slant your rush outside and just, play a normal shell. You sure don't have to send that other guy in the middle. Again, though, I always recommend getting in the gap here. And so you just kind of see the way the center followed me. That's really what that's about. The center just kind of stays there, which then creates a 4-on-4, right? Because if he's got 5 linemen and I'm taking the center out of the equation, now what we're doing is we're getting a 4-on-4, so our shed can really take over, right? This is where our shed can then hopefully dominate for us. That's what we're looking for. You can't double team any of these guys shedding off the edge, so let's get there, And that's really what the idea with blitzing this guy is in the middle as well. It's going to occupy the center, occupy these guys in the middle, make sure it's lined up 5-on-5, and then it's just shed. And that's why I say you want your best pass rusher here when you run that particular type of a setup, because it's not like he's likely to scream through unblocked. We need him to be able to shed. And obviously we don't have the the shed cooking in practice mode too funny, but that's fine. What I want to quickly talk to you guys about is our shell ideas. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys one shell. This I didn't create, okay? This was something that I saw on Friday Night Football, like the first week of it, I think. So what I've done is I take the outside corners X and B, and I cloud flat them. Then I take A, so double Y A, and I'm going to outside third him on the right, so it's going to be left on the right stick. Then I'm going to take Y and outside third him, so that's left on the left stick. Now guys, I know that kind of seems like a lot. It's really not that tough. You're kind of doing it the same way every time. You know, go into practice mode and just get used to it. But I have not had anyone quick snap me out of it. So the whole point of this is really to tighten windows, right? So we got, you know, our deep third starting from right over the top of everyone, as opposed to out here, where he's just going to start out here and drop back. And he doesn't have a prayer at picking anyone up or getting in the way of anything until we get out around here. Well, with him starting here at snap, he's going to break back with the receivers, and it's going to be a lot closer, right? So what we've done is we've tightened up these windows. Now, it's imperative that you press, because what you're saying to me is, well, how the heck? You know, this receiver out here is just going to smoke you for a touchdown. Well, he's not. When you press them, it slows them down, even if they don't get a great press. And we, remember, have put speed in these positions, right? So Brown is now a burner. So that's what you want. You want to make sure you have speed. You know, Woods, we need him to be fast. Awuzie is fast. We want these fast guys here, here, and here. Alright, so that's key. Here, here. So the two high safeties and the slot. They need to be fast. I like it if this guy's fast and physical. In a perfect world. But you're going to see, so what'll happen is a lot of times people will think they can throw a go, like to Richardson out here, and they can't. And they get picked. It's a bait job all the way, guys. You just click on and you swoop back there, and it's just a total bait job. The other nice thing about this type of a setup is outs are toast, right? Because you've got cloud flats pressed. If people are running like slants across the field, lots of crossers and things like that, and things going across the field, this is excellent for that. I do watch the seams, just like a normal cover 3. Your seam on the strong side of their formation, more than anything, is going to be vulnerable. But just to kind of show you the way this would look. You know, I mean, that go was nowhere near coming open, guys. So what I've done with a lot of my setups and shells that I can say are mine and take credit for, is I've used some of these principles with these guys being, you know, wonky, right? Really, because in the big nickel, you can move these guys into different things: deep halves, deep thirds, middle reads, blitz. It's a very different set of hot reads, I guess. Or coverage adjustments in this case, than what you're used to seeing. We're going to highlight that. The best is definitely yet to come in Big Nickel. I hope y'all enjoyed, understand how serious that pass rush is. That shed is disgusting. Go run it. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, guys. Dem boys, peace.